everyone. So I wanted to upplant my tomatoes and whatever else I have growing in there pretty good. Pretty heavily packed, so that way I can try and see which ones are going to grow to their full potential before they are due to go outside in a couple weeks. So also, I am going to do a tour on the next video of my outside garden on what I have going on out there right now. It is the first week of April. So it's still very cold outside. So I wanted to at least show you what cold weather crops I have out there. And then I also went and grabbed some other things that I seen was not doing so well in my outside crops. I'm going to try and seed them up and do the indoor seeding today to see if I can get any to sprout. And then I will plant them outside. So I will go over those seeds in a little bit. So I'm going to start off with planting my tomato plants. And I've been doing a lot of research, and they said fish emulsion fertilizer works really well when you are upplanting your starters. So I am going to feed them for the first time today with fish fertilizer. This is the brand I got from Walmart. It is very inexpensive for this big bottle. I think I paid less than $10 for it. So let's get to it. All right, so I am going to try and see if I can let you guys see this. I'm going to try my hardest. All right, so we do have a kitten back here that is playing around. So let me start off by showing you what our plants are looking like right now. So, oh, these are not looking too healthy actually. I think they're too close to the grow light. All right. So these, I don't even know what these are. Oh, these are the green zebras, Daddy Sunset, and the Ruckers. So I am going to upplant these, but these are looking really sad. So I hope this fertilizer really helps it out. They were really close to that grow light. All right. Then we have here, yeah, some of these are growing really, like this one I'm pulling right out. That's not going to happen. All right. So these are my flowers. These are my morning glories, and my calendulas are right here. So I don't know if I'm going to upplant those yet. I'm just going to leave them there for now. Then I have, ooh, that is surprising. I have one rutabaga coming up right there. Do you see it? One rutabaga. These other ones with the radishes, nothing's happened to them yet. But these right here on the ends are Brussels sprouts. These right here are my watermelon, my crimson watermelon. So those I'm going to try and upplant as well. So, but my priority right now is my tomatoes. So I used all this for height. So right here, I have some more. These are my own tomato seeds that I got. I saved. These are just a store-bought Roma tomato. I don't know the variety of what they sell at the store. Then this one right here is yellow, my yellow pears that I buy in those seeds. Then these are the sweet banana peppers, and these are just regular banana peppers. Hey! Oh, you are the reason why these are not doing so well. Little butthead. Get out of there. Little Milo has been eating them. Little butthead. So these, I really want to succeed, because these right here, these 2 rows are my Amish paste, and these 2 rows are my beefsteak Martino. Oh no, these are not. These are my Martino romaine, not romaine, Roma tomatoes. So these I'm going to up pot too. So, and then right here, just so you guys can see up here what's going on here, is I did put my heating mat here with the light to try and see if I can get some success. And it actually did work for my California Wonders, because they weren't coming up. But now I have quite a few of them. My mini bells, I only had 2 at the time. Now I have way more than 2. Then my orange bell peppers, which I saved seed from a store-bought orange bell pepper, and those are doing really well. But the seeds I did from my green bell pepper store-bought, nothing has come up, which I'm okay with. That's really black for some reason. All right, and then here I have my habanero peppers. These are the only ones that have survived all that craziness last time. This is growing some kind of fungus on it. I gotta figure this out. I might have to look into this. And then these are my jalapenos. So I might have to take the soil out, as much soil as I can, and repot them in something else just so they can survive. Because I don't know what's growing on them. So maybe just too much heat. I don't know. We'll see. And then this one, this is my celery. And I decided to keep the heat on it and do the light. Only a couple have sprouted, but I know celery does take a long time to germinate. So I'm just going to let that sit there. Worst case scenario with that, with the celery, I am just going to probably have to buy some in the store. All right, so let's get started. I went ahead and bought this Pro Mix, which helps with moisture potting mix, and it's for indoor and outdoor use, and it's potting and for repotting plants. So that's exactly what we're doing. This cost almost $14, but it says it's equivalent to 2 bags of a 1 cubic foot. So we will see how much this I can get with this. And then for my fish emulsion, let me make my water. I have my thing of water right here, and I'm going to put a 1/4 cup to this pitcher, which this pitcher is, how much do I have it filled to? 1.5 quarts. So that is what I'm going to do. Ooh, that's kind of gross. I did not expect it to be look like poo. All right, actually, I think I'm going to do a half of a 1/4. That's actually pretty close. So that's going to go up here. I don't want no animal to get a hold of that. I did not expect that to look like that. Caught me by surprise. All right, so I'm just going to let that sit. I'm going to have to eventually stir it in. I didn't think it was going to be chunky like that. But anyways, so this is why I got my pots. And then, all right. So these are labeled the Rutgers. So I'm going to do those first because I have a couple. They're already labeled that for my last one. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have 4. All right. So I'm using one of my black pots here, my cloth pots that I bought. So I filled it about halfway. I know you probably can't see it, but now this is the fish emulsion. I'm going to pour some of this in here to just get it damp. And this stuff stinks. Might actually need to add most of this. Oh, and this is warm water, you guys. All right. Still kind of on the dry side, but I figure I'm just going to feed it too from the bottom up for the roots. Anyways, so I'm going to fill them right about there. So up to that rim right there, because I'm going to top it over once the plant goes in. Now I've been doing some research on the legginess of my plants. With tomatoes, they're apparently very forgiving. And so we can bury them up to where the leaves are. And they should be able to survive. So I am going to see how I can manage this. Oh, look at that root growth, you guys, on the bottom of that. Look at that. All right, so let me see. I don't want to ruin them. Destroy the roots. Let's see if I can just. There we go. All right. So let's see if you guys can see here. All right, so I'm going to try and separate. They say the roots are forgiving. So I'm going to try. See, this one has true leaves on it already. Actually, a lot of them do. So let's see. Maybe the safe way to do this is to plant 2 of them in each pot and then see which ones do better and then just pick it off. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to make one deep hole all the way to the bottom right here, then another one right here. And then I'm just going to take this plant right here, stick it all the way in the hole as far as it will go. And then do the same thing to the other one. Stick it in as far as it'll go. All right. I just want to pull it away from the... And then I'm just going to add some more potting soil in here. All right. This one's already labeled Rutgers, so they don't look too happy right now. So I decided to do 2 so that way we can see which ones survive, if any. So let's hope my repotting is not awful. All right, so I'm going to do the same thing here and here. And now on this one, I have 3 of them. So let's see. This one right here looks pretty good. So I'm going to try. All right. I'm going to do the same thing. Stick this in here. Stick it all the way in. So I'm pretty much going to do the same thing for all of them. And I will be back, guys. So these actually did not look really good. So I decided just to trash them and just stick with 4. I got 4 of the Rutgers beefsteak tomatoes. So what I'm going to do is while I'm filling up the rest, I think I'm going to feed them. So I'm going to take this little tray, which is an old Swiffer pad thing. I'm going to put some water, some fish emulsion water on the bottom here, and just stick all 4 of my plants in here so they can feed while I'm moving on to the next tomato plants. So I'm going to stick these back under the light so hopefully they can get some life in them. All right, now moving on to Daddy's Sunset. Some of these really don't look too hot, so I don't know how many I'm going to get from them. So I'll let you know. All right, guys, so I just want to kind of show you. I did put a board right here. I don't know if you guys can see it. So it's a little bit closer to the light up here. The tomatoes drink up all the fish emulsion. Emulsion is only a very little bit in there. So now I'm going to take these out and I'm just going to rest them under the light. And now there is still a little bit of in there. I am going to add some more. And I was able to get 4 pots of the, I'm going to shake that up a little bit. 4 pots. Actually, no, I think I'm going to put some more water in that because it seems kind of heavy in the fish emulsion. So I'd rather be safe than sorry. All right, that's good. So it's still pretty dark. All right, but now it's probably better come. All right, so I just filled it up, and I'm gonna put the 4. These are my dad sunsets. One of these pots do have 3 in there, just to see if it would work. If anything would happen with it, but none of these really look too promising, to be honest. I hope they perk up. That'd be nice. So I'm gonna do the same thing. Let these absorb all the fish emulsion under the light. Should actually move these over. There we go. All right, now let's move on to the next kind, which is the green zebras. Now, if you guys watch my previous videos, you know, even with the first attempt of this, none germinated, and now I have these. So let's see which one, how many we have that look pretty good, because some of these look very sad. So I will let you know. All right, so I was only able to get 3 pots of 2 that look the best out of all of them. So I'm okay with that, because these are just, I've never had these before. We're just testing them out to see how they are. All right, so that's a whole, we did the whole tray. So out of all these that we had, we got 1, 2, 3, that's 8, 9, 10, 11 pots of 2 in each. So let me finish off the tomatoes. I think I have 3 more varieties, maybe 4. And let's see what we can get from those. So these are all the plants that I chose not to use. So it is a lot of seed that's wasted, but it's still cheaper than buying the starts. All right, so let's go now move over to, these are the ones that I want the most of. So, and these look pretty friggin' good, if I might say so myself. So these are the Amish paste and the Martino Roma tomatoes. So I'm going to start with these and see how many I get. So I was able to get 6. And there is 4 of them with 3 in it. These are the Martino Romaine, I don't know why I can say Romaine. Roma. They're Roma tomatoes. So I'm hoping that these all looked really good. I actually had to pick, because they all looked really good, you guys. But I decided I'd rather have more than less. So that way, if one of these plants don't transplant very well, I'll have options. And the ones that are lagging, I'm just going to pick out of the pot so that to give more room for the roots to the other plants. So this is what I did. So I'm just going to label them, and then I'm going to move on to these beauties. All right, you guys. So the Amish paste, I actually did not discard any of them. They all looked really good. So what I did though is, starting to get tired sitting on the floor. What I did is there were 2 that really had really good sturdy stems, and the plants looked really well. So I decided to put those 2 by itself to let them thrive by themselves and get nice and big for me. So that's what I'm hoping for. And then I have 2 of them with the ones that didn't look too happy, didn't really have true leaves yet, or didn't have healthy looking true leaves. And I put 3 of them in one. And then I have 2 of my medium, the ones that looked okay, had the true leaves starting, but I put 2 of those together. So I did not discard any of my Amish paste. So those I will be feeding as well. And then the last ones I have here is my yellow pear and my store-bought Roma tomatoes. So I only got 2 pots left that I'm going to fill. So one is going to be for the best looking store-bought Roma tomatoes, and the other one is going to be for my yellow pear tomato, because these grow a lot. Like, you get a lot for one plant. So all I really need is one plant. But I'm going to put 2 in here and maybe 3 in this one. I might actually get another one of these and fill it up, and depends on what they look like when I take them out. So that's what I'm going to do now. All right, you guys. So like I said, I did exactly what I said. I actually did 2 of the the store-bought tomato that I saved the seed from. They are Romas. And then I did 1 of the yellow pear, and I put 3 plants in them. So now I'm going to try and get these all fed and put on the shelf under the light, take a break, and then come back and figure out what my next step is to do. All right, so what I decided to actually do is my pepper plants right here, the habaneros and jalapenos, I'm going to take them off the heat because I'm thinking maybe that's why they're growing fungus on them. And I'm going to feed them with fertilizer for the first time. So I'm going to just skim off the top of this layer of fungus. That is trash when I'm throwing it at you guys, just so you don't think I'm throwing it against the wall. So, try and get all that fungus off of this one. So that way it gives them a better opportunity to thrive. All right. All right. So now I'm going to put them down below. All right. And then I'm going to do the same thing with these peppers. I am going to take them off of the heat and just call this a no-go with take that out of there, with the green bell. And I'm going to feed this with some emulsion, just a little bit of it, see how they thrive. And I'll put a little bit because they are still kind of wet. So I'm going to put these down here as well. And as far as my celery ones, I think I'm just going to stick these back here on the mat. Probably hang that mat down like that. There you go. That should be fine. And stick those back there. And then I'm going to put these peppers. Maybe I should feed these peppers too, just a little bit of this fish emulsion. All right. Then I'm going to stick them up over here next to the light. And then I'm not going to really do, I should water these. These are just flowers that I'm trying to grow. We'll see how, I got to look up to see how I can pot those up. How much of the repotting can they take. So I'm going to also stick those up here towards the light. And then I am going to eventually pot these. The Brussels sprouts, I'm not too worried about it because I know I can direct stow them into the ground. So I'm just going to give them some regular water too. Look at those roots though. Do you see those roots? Look at that. Ooh. Those watermelon definitely need to get repotted. I might do that later today. We'll see. But for now, I'm just going to stick them towards the light. And probably some of these. Actually, I should put these up here too. These peppers. all my tomatoes can be on the bottom. I might have to get another light because I don't think that light is going to really justify it up here. But, so that's what I'm going to do, you guys. We're going to feed these, put them up, and let's see what happens in the next couple of days. So, yeah, have a good day.